Welcome to this week's Smackdown Recap. As always in these recap videos, we go over everything you need to know about this important episode of WWE. I give my thoughts on the show, and at any point in the video, you guys can leave me your thoughts on the show as well. But as always, before we get anywhere in any video, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload, and go follow the socials. The links to those are always in the description of every video. The socials do include my Instagram account and my X account. Do all that, helps me out a ton, but now let's get you guys right on into today's Smackdown Recap. Alright, so we kicked off the show with Paul Heyman. So he comes out and he says, what do you want to talk about? Pretty much knocking off Cody Rhodes. And then he says, well, perhaps you want to talk about my actions with Brock Lesnar. Obviously, Paul had done Brock Lesnar's entrance and introduced him at WrestlePalooza. So he says that. And then as soon as he says that, we see Cody Rhodes come out, and this is where things start to, get a little bit, kind of weird, and kind of the main reason why I didn't really care for this segment. And Cody says, you know what, I think a lot of us are wondering that, Paul. So why don't you tell us what is up with you and Brock Lesnar? Tell me, am I talking to the Oracle, the Wise Men, or the Advocate? Basically trying to undermine Paul Heyman and pretty much second guess his loyalty to the Vision currently. And honestly, I can see where Cody was trying to go with that. Obviously, probably trying to get in the heads of just the Vision and Seth Rollins, because obviously he does have a big match with him at Crown Jewel. But I mean, just overall, that was really what this segment was based off of, is Paul Heyman's loyalty and just a bunch of stuff about Brock Lesnar. But I just don't really care for the way that they went about this segment. And I just think it was overall sloppy, because then inevitably we did see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out, and then inevitably it just turned into a big brawl. But we did see Randy Orton come out to help Cody, so that was pretty cool, I guess. But just as far as this overall segment, man, I just don't think it was anything important. I mean, it just didn't have that feel that it should have had, I get what they were trying to do, like I said, but I just don't think it really landed well, and I just don't think that I just overall don't think it was very good, if you ask me. I just don't think there was a reason to bring up Lesnar at all. I mean, yes, there was, but not for this specific segment, honestly. So overall, I just don't think this was a very great opener. Alright, and now we jumped into the Street Profits versus Mello Don't Miz. Now, this could be the last time we see Mello Don't Miz as a tag team. Let me tell you why. So yes, we have this match, and overall was a very solid match. These two teams did very great. I love the moves that took place in this match and just the overall star power. So overall, I do think this was actually a solid match. But as far as that, there wasn't much importance until we got to the end of the match, where everything, kind of had that falling out. So we had Carmelo Hayes. He's about to go for his finisher to end the match on Montez Ford, but guess who comes in? The Miz, and tags himself in, just like Miz has done week after week, tries to screw over Mello, but this time Mello does not let that happen. He holds the Miz, does not let him go. Then Montez makes the tag, and then they do pick up the win, but as they were going for the pin on the Miz, Carmelo got in the ring, and he literally clearly had enough time to go break up that pin, but he didn't. He hesitated, and he didn't do it. So, man, I think this is the last time we are going to see Mello Don't Miz as a tag team, and I think we finally reached our breaking point with Mello. I think he's finally going to turn heel on the Miz, and honestly, man, that was obviously the big payoff of this whole thing, and I freaking can't wait. I think Mello is going to do great as just a standard single star, and it's great to see him going to break out of the Miz vortex, and hopefully they do experience with him a lot more in other scenarios than just tag teams, which I'm assuming they will, since they're already giving him this type of push that we're seeing already. So I'm very hyped for that, in my opinion. But like I said, as far as this overall match goes, it was solid, and the Street Profits did pick up the win, but your main takeaway should be the fact that this is probably the last time we see Mello Don't Miz as a tag team in the ring together again. Alright, now we jumped into B-Fab and Michin versus Julia and Kiana James, and I gotta be honest, I really did not watch much of this match, honestly, and I feel like a lot of people probably did the same, because honestly, I feel like I am one of the many people that just don't care about any of these women right now. They just don't have much going for them. I mean, yeah, Julia has the United States Championship, but really, what have they done with that? Nothing. It's pretty much in the dumpster, and really, I just don't care for any of these women right now. The WWE has not done a good job of really hyping me for anything that revolves Bellows or any of these women. So honestly, I did not watch it much. All I know is that Julia and Kiana James did actually pick up the win, and that was really it, man. There's not much else to go over here. Like I said, I really didn't watch it. I was pretty much on my phone the whole time, and I mean, like I said, I think a lot of people probably could argue that they did the same thing I did during this match, and I mean, it's very understandable because, like I said, just WWE has not done a good job of portraying these women and portraying any of these women in any like important manner, you know? So honestly, like I said, I think a lot of people definitely are going to think the same, but like I said, Julia and Kiana James did pick up the win. Alright, and now we jumped into Drew McIntyre. So McIntyre does come out, and he pretty much says that his match with Cody at WrestlePalooza was corrupted. The referee screwed him over. He clearly got in the way of him when he was trying to Claymore kick Cody through the announcer's table. Now, then we see Nick Aldis come out, and pretty much Nick Aldis just says, no, Drew, it's not corrupt. Now, you can sit out here and talk whatever you want for the rest of the night, but I will stand on the fact that nothing was corrupt, and I will, you know, and then he just pretty much walks out. And then we see Jacob Fatu. He's back, and man, we are going to have a banger feud over the next few weeks and even probably month. Man, so Fatu comes out, and pretty much what Fatu has to say is telling Drew to shut his ass up, pretty much telling him all he does is come out here and whine, and Jacob Fatu is pretty much there to shut him up. So Drew hits him with a headbutt, and then Jacob Fatu takes out McIntyre, and that is the end of the segment. So yes, there was parts in this segment that I thought was a bit weird, especially with the sense of Nick Aldis coming out. I think that was kind of weird. But man, Jacob Fatu's back. I'll take it. And man, they're going to do a feud between Jacob Fatu and McIntyre, just a one-on-one. That is going to be a great feud. I can't wait to see it over these next few weeks, man. Tonight was already freaking very good between these two, so honestly, man, it is going to be a banger feud that we see from these two. And man, it is just going to be freaking heated on SmackDown with this feud now. Alright, and now we jumped into Sami Zayn versus Javon Evans. Obviously, this is Sami Zayn's third, I believe third or fourth now, of his open challenge. So tonight he did have Javon Evans. And man, it's one thing to see Javon Evans with just clips, but it's a whole nother thing to just see him in a whole freaking match, dude. He is so freaking good in ring. It is actually insane. The height that this man can get on some moves and just the way that he can perform and take moves is overall just insane, dude. I definitely think that this match was one of the shorter ones that we've had so far out of the Sami Zayn United States Open Challenge, but it was a freaking good one, man. This one was absolutely amazing. Obviously, as you'd expect, obviously Javon Evans is not going to win. It's just to showcase Javon Evans and get him out there to people that probably don't watch NXT. One of those people being myself. But man, like I said, it's one thing to see him in clips, but dude, a whole entire match, it's a whole new level, dude. He is so freaking good in the ring, and I can't wait till he gets called up to the main roster. I'm assuming this doesn't mean that he's called up to the main roster. This is just one of his appearances, I'm assuming. I don't know if he's for 100% going to be on the main roster now. I'm assuming not. But once he does, man, I can't wait. It's going to be so amazing. And this is just showing us what we have to come from Javon Evans. And man, like I said, tonight from Javon was just so freaking good. And inevitably, Sami Zayn does win. But like I said, it doesn't matter. Both of these guys won, in my opinion, because just how good they both did, especially Javon Evans. Alright, now we have finally made it to our main event of the night, which took place between Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax for Tiffany Stratton's Women's WWE Championship. And man, this match was absolutely awesome. I'll list a few of some of the awesome things that happened in this match. Number one, we did see Jade get busted open, and while that happened, we saw Jade Cargill deliver a nasty, I mean freaking nasty Samoan drop to Nia Jax on the steel steps. I think those were probably two of the best things that happened in this match. But overall, man, there was just great star power from all these women in this match. There was a botch at the end once the match was getting close to ending. I mean, it was literally right at the ending. We had Tiffany Stratton take out Jade Cargill, then she went for the pin on Nia, and there was a bit of a botch there with that pin. But then finally we did see Tiffany Stratton hit that prettiest moonsault, landed on Nia 1, 2, 3. Then that was the match. But overall, man, this match was just overall so freaking good. And I know a lot of people probably wanted Jade Cargill to win, and yes, she deserves it. Yes, it's probably time to get a new champion, but man, I don't care. I think Tiffany Stratton should just stay champion, bro. I freaking love her as champion. I've loved the reign. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been, consistently good, but overall, I just think Tiffany Stratton is just better as champion. I don't think Jade Cargill should get the title yet. Like I said, I know a lot of people can argue that, but I, for one, just definitely don't see the side of getting Cargill that title. But yeah, I mean, I was actually shocked that Tiffany won. I definitely thought that they were for sure going to change tonight, but they didn't, so I'll take it. Like I said, man, overall, great freaking match from these women. And like I said, Tiffany Stratton does inevitably retain. And at the end of the match, or after the match, we did see a stare down between Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vauquer, because obviously those women will go head to head at Crown Jewel to crown the second ever women's Crown Jewel champion. So overall, man, what a great main event, and yeah, just overall very freaking awesome. Alright everybody, well you have now reached the end of the video. As always, I do hope you guys did enjoy, and as regarding just this episode of SmackDown, I do think it was weird in some areas, especially with some of the promos in my opinion, but overall I do think this was, for the most part, a solid show. So just another solid SmackDown in the books. I mean, I'll take it. It was definitely, it was for the most part an enjoyable one. So definitely a solid show in my opinion, but as always, be sure to leave me your thoughts down in the comments below, and while you do that, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload, and go follow the socials. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Links to those are always in the description of every video. But as always, I do hope you guys did enjoy, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.